getting that what do you call it, a CDC machine?
A CNC.
CNC.
Basically it's a computerized lathe. We had it custom made for us, and
Oh,
just
okay.
it's just as way things go. People tell you it'll be done
Sure.
by a certain time, and sure as anything, there's always delays. But
Oh, sure, sure.
and then when it got here, it didn't really work the way it was supposed to. Um,
Oh, okay.
so Billy just texted me. He unfortunately just got a call from an agent, and he said to go forward without him.
We'll just
Okay.
record it,
Okay.
okay? And that way Ben will post it on YouTube and he'll be able to watch it later.
Okay, that sounds great.
I already
Okay.
started it, though.
Yeah. Okay. So anyways, since we last talked, I really haven't had a lot of opportunity to work on this, but I think what I got here will demonstrate what we can do. Basically, I was able to get onto the WooCommerce site, and with Teresa's help, we got it set up so I could actually pull down product. But I haven't done anything other than that. But if we can pull down product, then we can pull down orders. And there's a couple of ways we can go about doing it. We could use a plugin that would actually just give us an Excel spreadsheet that we could FTP or, put a utility together on our website so you could upload it, or we could automate the whole thing through the REST API and basically create a little Windows service that runs daily to pull down orders. But anyways, regardless, so what I've done is I put two parts in the system, okay? One representing a finished bat and the other one representing the billet. So the way I see it working is if we pull the orders from WooCommerce, would create a work order for creating the finished good, and we create a sales order for shipping it out. So I kind of emulate that in this system. So if you look at orders here, I have a shipping order that I created, okay, $16.85 for my favorite player, Dustin Pedroia. And then I also created a work order, okay? So what was ordered was actually 3 bats, okay? So on the line items, you can see we got 3 bats of 2340, okay? This is the work order, and that's the model number that we're using. So again, if I go into the shipping order, I kind of flushed that out a little bit more so you could actually see the lines. Well, I guess I didn't bring them down, but they are in the. Oh, I know what happened. I updated the site. I'm sorry, and I kind of wiped it out. But they're here on the bat tag, so we can create a bat tag, basically that uniquely serializes each line of the order for you. And I showed you this, Teresa. So basically, we had 3 bats on the order. Okay,
Right.
and this barcode is actually the serial number. So what I did was I created a unique ID for each line of the order that is basically the order number, then the item ID, and then the line of the order number.
Perfect.
Okay, so with orders, what you can do on a work order now, we have a work order in the system. I'm going to go to the work order. Let me get this in front of me. Okay, and then what I'm going to...
The work order would download directly from WooCommerce, wouldn't have to be inputted, right?
Right. We're going to create these on the fly. We're going to create 2 sides to it. Okay, we'll create the shipping order and the work order.
Yep.
But what happens is when it comes time to create a bat, you would go in here and you would issue out, and you'll get a prompt. It's going to say, you want to issue items for the current work order? Say yes. Okay. And how many assembled units you want to make. Right now, it's only set to do 1 at a time. So I'd say 1, and then it's going to ask you for the bat tag. So you could scan it off the tag and, enter it in here. So I don't have my scanner here, so I'm just going to enter it, 1685 2340-1. Now what this is going to do is it's going to issue out a billet, and it's going to create a finished bat with that bat tag as a serial number.
Yep.
So if I say OK, and then I finish the issue, and I go into inventory again, you're going to see 2,340 right here, and we have one in stock. So we took one out of stock, one billet out of stock, and we created one finished bat. And the reference number is right there, and the serial lot number is there. So, you know, you can track it by this serial lot number all the way from the time we receive the order from WooCommerce until the time we issue it out or ship it against an order. So what we can do here is, and I haven't taken it any further, but what we could do here is once I create this finished good, I can automatically attach it to the order. So it'll be committed to the order at that time, the shipping order.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you wanted to, I think what you could do is we could make a default location to receive it into, but I'm going to just show you how things work in our system. I'm going to create a new location called Finished Good. Save that. And then I'm going to go into Locate and Move. I'm going to move this finished good to the new location. So I'm going to put it in Finished Goods. Okay, so now it's sitting in the Finished Goods location. So what we could do, it depends on what you want to do, but you know, when we create this finished good with the work order, we could default or move it to a specific location, like a quality inspection, or you know, whatever you need it, wherever you need it to go, once it's received into the system. What's that barking noise anyway?
I don't know. I thought it was on your side. It's not, huh?
No, it's not on
That might be
mine.
me.
I don't see anything.
So again, the bat tags are tied both to, you know, you can print them from the work order side or you can print them from the shipping order side.
So this tag that you have up there right now, that will automatically be filled in all of the information from the order.
Right.
Size, weight, finish, color, all of that.
Right.
What does it take to download an order from our WooCommerce site?
Well, it's going to take some work. I can tell you that. In order to automate that, you know, we'd have to build an interface. And I'm thinking it'll probably be about 32 hours worth of work to do that. Now, if you wanted to go with a plugin where you could just download a spreadsheet, there's, you know, I did a little looking into it. There are a number of plugins out there that you can purchase that basically would allow you to pull the orders out into a spreadsheet. And then we could modify our import utility to accept the orders through here. And you would just basically pull from WooCommerce and upload through here. I'm just suggesting that as an alternative because it wouldn't take as many hours to do it.
Okay. Can you rewind that? I understand in order to do it one way, you're going to have to custom build it, and it's going to take close to a week to do that.
It's going to take close to 32 hours, but I don't have 32 hours in a week to dedicate to it either, so it would take more time than that. But
right.
Overtime, yeah.
So that doesn't sound like the best way to do it, but you said that there are plugins out there? Is that what you called it?
There are plugins, yeah. I looked at a couple. Basically, they just allow you to export orders into a spreadsheet. So you could pull it down, you know, and we could basically create another interface here that allows you to import it. So you would just, you know, pull down the orders, take out any that you don't want to put into the system, and then we would just customize an import here where you could just ship it right into Inventory Pro, and the same thing would happen, but it would happen in the background. We'd create the work order for it, we'd create the customer, we'd create the shipping order.
The
Teresa,
manual
can I?
part. Yeah, go ahead.
how often do you get like a same day order? Does a player ever call up at
Never.
10 and say I need it at 2?
Never. We can't do it.
It's logistically impossible for that to happen.
Oh, here's Mr. Smarty Pants. You finally joined us, huh?
Yeah, no, I just hopped. I actually
Sorry.
that buzzing noise was me. I apologize, everybody. But so a couple.
I didn't know you were there, Bill.
things.
Yeah, it's virtually impossible, I was going to say, but unless, I suppose, if we had inventory, like either at your place, the facility in Arizona, or we do have some stock bats, that is a possibility that you could take from inventory and ship the same day. But
The only downside to the batch interface that Benson is suggesting is, you probably would do it first thing in the morning and
yeah,
I don't know, 2 in the afternoon, or you run it a couple times a day maybe, and there's that window of opportunity where if somebody places an order 2 minutes after you've run the utility, you're not going to see it until you run the next utility.
I don't think that's that big of a. That's not an issue at all.
No.
I mean, because right now, I mean, there might be an order that comes in yesterday, and we don't get it out to the product line until tomorrow.
Yeah. We would
You know.
probably just do that once a day, honestly.
Right. That's not a big deal. The I mean, again, I jumped in halfway through this. Guys, this seems very laborious to me. Am I wrong?
I don't know how it could be. I mean, if we're automating the
And
import.
again, I'm jumping in halfway here, so I apologize. But just give me 30 seconds here. After I have an order put into my website, everything that you showed me, no one on our staff is doing that, correct? That's all being taken care of behind the scenes?
No.
Then that's not what I want. Here's the thing. I want an order to go into our website, and once the order is into our website, there should be no reason for anybody within Dovetail Bats to look at that or touch that again until it gets to the billet is taken over to the lathe.
Well, that's kind of what I showed.
Right.
Okay. But is somebody
But
going in and doing that?
Would have to download, right, Ben? Just
We'd have to
download it.
automate the process. That's what we were talking about. So we were talking about automating the process to pull the orders from WooCommerce and automatically create a work order.
Gotcha.
But someone would have to issue the billet against the finished good to create the bat. And that's basically all they do is they scan in that bat tag, and
Okay.
they push a button, and then they push another button to finish it, and then basically it's received into the system as a finished good.
Perfect.
For the
Okay,
spirit
man. That's fantastic. All right. Good.
But we'd have to automate that whole process of pulling the orders through WooCommerce.
Right.
And this
So I was
plugin,
just-
the plugin you're referring to, is that a WooCommerce one, or is that one that is provided by your software?
No, we'd do something different. We'd have to go through the REST API. They have there's an API that they support that allows us to call your website directly and pull orders out of it. Okay, so there's no plugin involved, but what we'd create is a simple service that runs on our server or your server, wherever you decide to host it, that pulls like every 5 minutes to pull new orders down.
Yeah, but I think they were agreeable to using a plugin, Ben, to batch them up.
That's fine too. If you want to
Yeah,
use a plugin, there are I don't know how many different plugins there are out there for WooCommerce. I'm not a WooCommerce expert, but what I did see, millions. What I did see were there are a bunch of order plugins that you can, probably some of them are free. I don't know, but you can get them, and they basically pull your orders out in an Excel format. And then what I was suggesting, which would be faster and cheaper for you, would just put an import on this page where you would pull it out, you'd pull it down from WooCommerce, and then you'd choose a file through here, which is your Excel spreadsheet, and you'd push a button and it'd upload the orders automatically and would create, again, the work order and the shipping order behind the scenes.
If this was your business, is that how you would do it?
If it was my business, I'd automate the whole thing.
Okay. So what's the difference in price between automating it and buying a plug-in off the shelf?
Well, the plugin, we're still going to have, there's still going to be a cost associated with the plugin because we have to write the procedures in the background to take a WooCommerce order and convert it into a work order and shipping order. Okay,
right.
But I'm saying for the automated, the interface itself to run that does it all, so Teresa doesn't have to download it or you don't have to download it, that's probably going to be at least 32 hours worth of work.
Well, hey, Benny, let me jump in. Billy, I would say the full-blown automated interface from us is $4,000. And if we use the plugin, it'd probably be 16 hours, which would be $2,000. So it's either you guys have to do something and it costs you $2,000, or it's fully automated for $4,000.
I mean, Teresa and I will talk about that, but at first glance, that's a no-brainer to me. I mean, we're building a company here that we're going to produce 33,000 bats this year, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So Teresa and I will talk about the pricing point, but to me, I mean, 4,000 versus 2,000 to get a Volkswagen versus a Mercedes-Benz.
Okay, that's fine.
Am I reading that right, guys, or no?
Oh, actually, you know, I priced that wrong. I take that back. I should shut up.
It's lower?
Well, no, because you're buying it through ABR, their rate's actually higher than our rate.
All right. So I need to get Brett and Farfante the discount that I need to get?
Yeah.
They're skimming some off the top, so.
Yeah.
Now, in addition to that, that's just the customizing of it. That's not the actual inventory program, or is it?
No, that's the customizations.
Right. So then on top of that are the two options you gave us before, either to lease or pay monthly for the program or to buy it outright at something like $5,000.
Right.
Well, I have to say that's disheartening because I had thought in our previous conversations that I was looking at a package of around $5,000 and that this was going to all work pretty smoothly. So now to find out I have to modify and purchase, I have to admit, discourages me when it pretty much doubles the price or at least adds 25% on. Because I was pretty excited about it before. So I'll just have to go back to square one and rethink this.
Yeah, I mean, Teresa, that's just, you know, with the integration part of it that, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just thought when we talked last time, I think it was Ben and I who talked, I don't think anyone else was with us, and we talked about that WooCommerce and bringing stuff over. It seemed like it was going to be a simple process. It didn't seem like it was going to be a big deal. So I just was not expecting this kind of monkey wrench to be thrown in here. But that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, Teresa, to do what you guys wanted to do, there's that integration piece that would have to be hooked up with Inventory Pro and then the WooCommerce to bring that information in and work seamlessly.
Now, we haven't also added in your portion of this because there then needs to be machinery bought to scan it, to print it, all that kind of stuff too.
Right.
I'm kind of needing to have a quote and now that I guess everybody knows our website and what's going to be necessary, I guess I'm going to need to have a quote so that I can see at what point in the future I can work on budgeting a project like this.
Yeah, we can definitely put that together for you, and I'd have to ask you. We could set up a call, but I'd have to ask you a couple questions about the equipment side of it.
Okay.
What are those? Are you prepared with those questions right now, Brett, or no?
No, not right now.
All right. Listen, here's what Teresa and I are looking for. We need the full boat, option one. What is this whole thing going to cost? No, I mean, just loaded, guys. Like if you guys were running this business, how would you do it, and what would it cost to do it? And then if we need to start buying stuff off the shelf for budgetary purposes, that's what we need. But the good thing is I think you're spot on, Ben. I think you got exactly what we're looking to do here, and I like it. I know Teresa likes it. Now it's just a matter of, can we make it fit within our budget and make it roll.
And Billy, do you guys have a budget laid out that you've talked about?
Well, like Teresa said, I mean, I was under the impression that as of probably 45 days ago that I was looking at $5K all in with a monthly maintenance fee of $85 is what I have written down here. So now I'm, like Teresa, I'm a little bit discouraged because that's what her and I talked about from a budget. So we need to know what that price looks like now, so her and I can go back and figure out how to pay for it.
Okay.
I knew that your stuff wouldn't be in there, Brett. I knew I was going to have to pay for a printer and either provide iPhones or scanners or something. I knew that was going to be extra, but I had thought that $5,000 number would get us integrated with WooCommerce with this inventory system.
Yeah, I mean, we had thought, Teresa and I talked, and we thought, $6,000, we're all in, we're good, and now it seems like that number's going to be quite a bit higher. So let's just get together, let's figure this out, and then once we have a price, that at least Teresa and I can go and figure, because once we get a price, we're probably less than, I don't know, 10, 20 days out from saying, okay, let's go. We just need to figure out how we're going to pay for this.
Okay.
The other thing you can look at is leasing it. There are leasing options.
I remember you said that before, but financially it didn't seem like.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to automate the interface, you can manually input the orders. I mean, you'll be able to do that, but that's your call.
Now, what do you mean
by the time I pay for labor?
What do you mean by manually, not
just
individually?
That. Yeah, you'd have to do it individually if you don't want to, do the interface. But
yeah, that makes absolutely no economic sense to me.
Okay.
No, I appreciate that option, but it just doesn't. It makes no sense for me to be hiring somebody to do that when And again, guys, I mean, I want all of you to take, and I think a lot. I want everybody to take. Hey, if this was my business and this is what I was doing, this is how I would do it. And from a budgetary standpoint, think of it like that as well. I mean, I know we all do that, and just take a look at it from all sides of this transaction. And what we're looking for is we're looking for a win-win situation. I want everybody coming out of this feeling good about what we've accomplished here, because you all aren't seeing it. Teresa sees it just a little bit here and there, but I'm out here at these conventions. I'm out at winter meetings. We've got Major League Baseball players, but more importantly, I've got the 15-year-old amateur kid, and I've got thousands and thousands of them, and dads ordering bats. And I can't tell you what I sold at the American Baseball Convention last week, and it's killing me from a marketing and a sales and just a logistics standpoint. So we need some help. I appreciate and I know everybody's working hard on it, so I don't want you to think that that's not the case. I appreciate everybody's blood, sweat, and tears on this. When we started talking about this, we're at January 13th now. To nobody's fault. I look in the mirror and I'm fully accountable for that. But let's see what we can do to get a price in front of us. Everything there. If there's something from an option standpoint that you say, hey, you know what? If I was running the business, I would do this, or I would do that, because it makes financial sense. It makes economic sense. Let's do that. All right.
Yeah, you got it. I'll get that. I'll get that put together and over to you guys, Billy.
I appreciate it, brother.
You got it. You got it. Not a problem.
And I really like what we have here. I just want to make sure it's all automated. I just don't want to pay somebody manually to do this because it defeats the purpose of, especially, I mean, think about this, guys. If we're running 25,000 transactions a year, would you want somebody to do it manually?
Absolutely not, and that would cost you guys even more.
Yeah, exactly. All right, sounds good.
That's the ROI standpoint of it. But yeah, I'll get you guys over a quote with some pricing, and we can go from there.
I appreciate everybody's time.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye.